Luke, I know we got a ton to cover, not a lot of time, so let's dive right in. We want to start off with Lucid stock. Can you tell us a little bit more about why you believe in Lucid stock? And again, I know that the things that you always look for, you're looking at talent, you're looking at the technology, you're looking at the white papers. But so what are we seeing in Lucid right now that makes them one of the bigger EV winners?
Yeah, so core belief, Aaron, is that the company that produces the best technology will win in a technological megatrend. It sounds simple, but a lot of people don't subscribe to that belief. I very much do. I think the best technology always wins out. So my bullishness on Lucid pretty much derives solely from, not solely, but primarily from the fact that they have the best technology in the electric vehicle space, and the fact that they will likely sustain this technology lead for the foreseeable future. So on the first point, the best tech, they've employed some really innovative engineering over the past several years to create really unique batteries, really unique powertrains that have enabled them to create a Lucid Air vehicle that has over 500 miles of driving range, verified driving range. And that is unprecedented in the electric vehicle market. Normally, we're looking at, even for top-end Teslas, 400 miles. For everything else, 200, 300 miles. So the fact that they're up and above 500 is absolutely remarkable. That speaks to the robustness of the underlying technology. There are a lot of patents around that, so it's proprietary, so it's defensible, and that's very important. They've also employed things like bidirectional charging with their batteries and in their cars, and they charge very quickly as well. So there's some really cool technical aspects to these Lucid cars, and that's why I like them today. Now, why I like them for the long term is, how do they build that technology? Well, we come back to the talent question. They are essentially a bunch of former Tesla folks, former Apple folks merged together that have started Lucid. So you basically have two of the greatest consumer hardware technology companies on the planet Earth, Tesla and Apple. We're taking top people from both of those companies who helped start those companies, who helped make those companies hardware technology successes, and now they are at Lucid. This team is stacked, this team is incredible, this team is brilliant, and this team is a visionary. That's why they've developed the best technology in the market to date, and that's why I firmly believe that they will continue to be the technology leader in the electric vehicle space for the foreseeable future. The kind of third ancillary reason here that I really like Lucid has to do with their support. So as you know, talent is very important, but talent is attracted by vision and by money. Wherever talent can get the most money, can get the highest salary, can have the highest upside, that's where talent is going to go. Lucid has the backing of the largest investment fund in the world, the Middle East, the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund. They tried to take out Tesla at $420 a share way back, I believe it was in 2018, 2019. I don't know if you remember the infamous Elon Musk tweet where Elon's, 420 getting taken out at 420. It was an ode to marijuana. Anyways, that takeover didn't work out, so the Saudis pivoted and said, okay, if we're not going to get Tesla, let's pick another horse in the EV race. The horse they picked was Lucid. So Lucid essentially has infinite cash.
Okay.
I know we can say they got X billion dollars on their balance sheet. That's important. But the reality is they have infinite cash because the Saudis own an incredible chunk of Lucid stock, of Lucid company. And as a result of that, they're not going to let that ship sink. This is their horse in the EV race. They have unlimited financial backing. That cannot be stressed enough. That is so important because that will allow them to continue to attract talent, which will allow them to continue to build upon their already established EV technology market leadership. It will also allow them to invest and invest and invest and grow and grow and grow without having to worry about turning a profit very quickly, without having to worry about cash burn, without having to worry about liquidity. So they're in a really good position right now to, in my opinion, dominate the electric vehicle space for the next 5 to 10 years and unseat Tesla as the king of luxury electric vehicles globally.
So you talk about, again, Lucid being the winner. And again, all those are great, things for our listeners to learn about Lucid that you don't really hear about in the media. But when are we going to get a better idea as to when this, leap forward to the same level of name branding that Tesla has? Is it going to be, their 2022 sales and deliveries? Is it going to be a little bit further down the line in 2023 with the better technology as better batteries come out, like we've talked about in past podcasts?
Right. So in 2022, they're probably going to deliver about 14,000 vehicles. Tesla's delivering hundreds of thousands. So 2022 is not the time when Lucid is going to have that name brand equity recognition that Tesla does. But Lucid will ramp in the same way that Tesla ramped. And if you assume similar growth trajectories, and we're probably looking at Lucid can be where Tesla is today, probably in about 6 to 7 years.
Okay.
So you're looking at 2025, 2026, 2027, back half of the 2020s is when Lucid will start to become a name like Tesla in the electric vehicle market, and perhaps even sooner and more quickly, because you have to remember Tesla ramped its operations in the 2010s at a time when electric vehicles were not mainstream, at a time when many folks doubted electric vehicles, at a time when investment in the industry was very minimal, at a time when the cars were not comparably priced to gas-powered cars, did not get comparable driving ranges, so on and so forth. The 2020s, all that's changed, complete different market, right? Way more beneficial, a lot more tailwinds for the electric vehicle space. So there is definitely a reasonable argument to be made that Lucid will ramp its operations much more quickly in the 2020s than Tesla did in the 2010s, in which case you could be looking at 2025, 2026 as a time when Lucid really comes into its own and starts delivering hundreds of thousands of vehicles, is profitable, is cash flow positive, and is a company worth potentially $100, $200, $300 billion.
Are there any risks to this success, to this in the next 5 years?
Of course there are. I mean, it's basically a startup. They just started delivering. They delivered their first car in late 2021. So we're only a couple months off the first ever delivery of a Lucid car. So yeah, there are huge execution risks inherent to this growth narrative, and investors need to be aware of that. But those execution risks, I believe, are negated or at least partially offset by the technology, the talent, the resources. They have all the ingredients to make this work. Whether or not they actually execute and do make it work is an entirely different question, but the upside potential is so large that the risk-reward potential or the risk-reward profile in the stock at current levels, to me, is pretty compelling. It starts to get above 40, gets into the 50 range. I think it looks a little bit less compelling, but in the 20s, Lucid stock looks like an excellent, excellent investment.
Thanks for watching HGI Clips. For the full episode, head on over to our sister channel at Hypergrowth Investing by clicking the link in the description, or listen to the podcast on any of your favorite streaming platforms. We make new episodes every Wednesday, so make sure to check it out and subscribe to never miss any of Luke's Hypergrowth insights.